I started to say that because they have an actual green room, like this disappearing, it's like a dinosaur as far as venues go. They actually have a place you can hang out and play guitar or talk or whatever you want to do. They have a wonderful place right back there. So we were talking, Nick Bersosa, our dear friend Nick, and Donovan, Bobby and I, and then joined by our friend Charlie Johnson. And I said this to them. I like when life surprises you, man. So much of life is just, you know what's gonna happen. To me. I'm not the brightest guy in the world, I'll tell you that right now, but it just seems like most of life, you're like, I know what's gonna happen. But I like when life has big, really joyous surprises. Surprised by joy. And I have a dear friend named Charlie Johnson, and we met 30 years ago.
Before the earth cooled.
Right. There was still a nice shelf in Kansas. And Charlie and I went to seminary. I was a high-end slacker. I didn't know what I was doing. I finished college. I don't even know how I did that. That was a miracle in itself.
But you have your master's degree.
Shh. Stop that. And so I finished college and I went to seminary. And some of y'all know that I went to seminary. It was evident with 10 days in, I was like, man, this is probably not for me. But then I found this group of seminarians, young, brilliant seminarians who drank beer, and I went, all right, I might make it for a while. And they're in this seminary in Louisville, Kentucky. And they had a community that gathered in this old house. I'd never been out of Texas hardly, 22 years old, and as that age, and so I got to Louisville, and I'd never seen a Catholic neighborhood with a big house. In fact, we lived across the railroad tracks from there was a monastery across the railroad tracks, which seems so funny now. And anyway, I met my friend Charlie Johnson. He was the young golden preaching student at the seminary, and I don't know how I met him through a mutual friend. People who like to drink beer and play music in a seminary, you're going to find each other. And they would, Charlie and Greg Mobley and Michael Usey, Tommy Sweeney, a bunch of group, they would stay up all night and talk about philosophy and theology, and I never knew what they were saying at all. They were so far above my head, but I would sit up all night and listen to them because I thought, this is good stuff. I'm going to remember this and maybe someday understand something, which I don't yet. But what really got the group excited was when Springsteen had a new record. He hadn't made a record in 2 years, and Born in the USA was coming out. And these guys stayed up all night, and I mean all night. Still talking about the theology inferred in Springsteen's writings. 5:30 a.m., it's still going strong. They have finals, and they don't care because Born in the USA is coming out tomorrow. Up all night, never a rest, never a wink, never nothing. Stayed up all night raging, wonderful discussions of everything in the world, and the room was electric. This old house at 113 Kennedy in Louisville. It was the infidel house. The infidels were safe there. And Charlie and everybody else, they stayed up all night, and then Charlie went, and they drove, Charlie and Mobley got up and drove straight to the record store back in the days of vinyl and got the first one out of the box at 10 a.m. when the record store opened down the street there on Brownsboro Avenue. And they brought it home, and my God, friends, it all started again. To put on Born in the USA that no one had heard yet, and then listen to it all day again. We were young. And then stayed up all night talking about the theology of Born in the USA. It was a golden moment. So I love that you just played that song. God, I love that song. My friend Mark Stevens loves music as much as anyone in the world. That's his favorite song. So I'll do the Springsteen song. I won't play it right, but I'll do my best. It's one of my favorite love songs. I got $1 in my pocket, no clouds up above.
Yeah.
Picture in my locket says, baby, I love you. If you didn't go looking then, boys, don't go looking now. 'Cause here she comes walking, all that heaven will allow. I just got chills when you sang that.
Oh, thank you. I sound nothing like you, but
Now come on, Mr. Bouncer, all I wanna do is dance. But I swear I left my wallet back home in my working pants. Come on, Slim, slip me in, man, I'll make it up to you somehow. I can't be late, I've got a date with all that heaven will allow. Dark skies and trouble, they don't mean a thing. Got a girl that loves you, she wants to wear your ring. Yeah, come on, trouble, we'll make it through you somehow. Here she comes walking, all that heaven will allow. Now some men want to die young and gloriously. Let me tell you something, mister, buddy, that ain't me. 'Cause I got something on my mind now, keeps me tall and walking proud. And here she comes walking, all that heaven will allow. Can't be late, I've got a date with all that